Yes, let's do a crash course on a mobile automation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be having a quick mobile automation walkthrough. Emmanuel, can you speak so we can know you are here?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Also, we can hear you loud, clear, and audibly, but we can't see you yet. Also, we can see you. Am I the only one that can see him? You people, see, the only thing you hold me today is clap. That's the only thing you hold me today. Clapping, sharing feedback, commenting. That's it. Everything else, you'll be taking it for free. Just be consuming for free and be giving me in return the clap, the congratulations, the comments, Yes, when that day since now? Why are you doing me like this now? So Emmanuel is here today. Emmanuel is going to be speaking to us on mobile test automation, and I believe he's going to be sharing his screen. So Emmanuel, you can zoom out your screen or zoom in your screen so that we can see it very well, when you start sharing your screen. But Emmanuel is a test engineer at Niger Page, just like Armstrong is. So yes, both of them, they are twins. Both of them are twins, troublesome twins, And this is where he also play a very pivotal role in delivering high quality products. And he has a very strong and solid foundation in software testing, like very, very strong one. And he does testing like amazingly. And Emmanuel holds is a certified software tester. He holds an ISTQB CTFL certification, and he's very very committed to delivering excellence job. Beyond his professional pursuit, Emmanuel enjoys exploring emerging trends in technology and staying engaged with the vibrant testing community. Yes, so all these people, don't be saying, I'm the only one doing testing. I cannot see anybody. I'm alone. Come to the community and be active. Come to the community and be active. All these people are in the community. And if you don't talk, you will not see them. Okay, so welcome once again, Emmanuel. Please take it up from here. Over to you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. So let's get straight to it. Yeah, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, nice, super. Welcome to today's class, mobile automation with mobile automation using Appium and WebDriver IO. So what we'll be covering in this class is a quick introduction to mobile automation, an overview of WebDriver IO and Appium, setting up the development environment, writing your first WebDriver IO mobile test, locating and interacting with mobile elements, running tests on emulators. We are only focusing on Android in this class. Then best practices and tips, and then we also have the opportunity to ask questions and answer questions. So first of all, what is mobile automation? Mobile automation testing is a type of software testing that uses automation tools to execute test cases on mobile applications. This helps to reduce the time and cost of testing to improve the quality of applications. So mobile automation testing can be used to test the following aspects of mobile applications. So we have the functionality, which includes the basic features of an application. Most of us are familiar with sign up and login process of applications. So it can be used to test functionality, then navigating through the application and performing actions. And then there's the usability part, which includes um, testing ease of use of the application, such as the clarity of the text, layout of the UI, and responsiveness of the controls. I have a colleague that always tests, even if it's the logo on the app or your website is testing, you always has a test case for that. And then we have the performance, which includes testing the speed and responsiveness of the application and its memory usage. Sometimes we get to see apps that when we open it, they take forever to open, and sometimes they are just making our phone hang. So we can use mobile automation to test that. And then we have compatibility, which includes testing the application on different devices and operating system. So testing on different devices and operating system, we have the Android OS for Android devices, and then for iOS we have for Apple devices we have Apple the iOS operating system. So there are two main types of mobile automation testing. So we have the native automation testing, which uses automation tools that are specifically designed for a particular platform, such as Android or iOS. And then we have the cross-platform automation testing, which uses WS to test applications on mobile platforms. So like for Android devices, I think we are familiar with an UI Automator for testing for doing mobile automation, and for iOS we have the XUI test. So the choice of automation tool depends on the specific needs of the project, um, and factors of the areas of application to be tested, a number of platforms to be tested, and of course the budgets. So there are some benefits of mobile automation testing, which include reduced time to market, which reduce the time it takes to ship a product to production, improved quality, reduce cost, increased coverage. Automation helps to increase the coverage of mobile applications by testing more scenarios and conditions, and then scalability, which is used to test more mobile applications and platforms as needed. So WebDriver IO and Appium. So WebDriver IO is an open source test automation framework written in JavaScript. It can be used to automate web and mobile applications. WebDriver IO is a popular choice for mobile automation because it is cross-platform and supports variety of mobile platforms, including Android, iOS, and Windows applications. And then Appium. Appium is an open source mobile testing framework that supports the automation of Android, iOS, and Windows-based mobile applications. Appium can be used to automate both native and hybrid mobile applications. And Appium is also a very popular choice for mobile automation testing, as it's open source and supports a variety of mobile platforms. So together, WebDriver IO and Appium offer a robust solution for mobile automation, enabling cross-platform testing. So setting up our development environment for mobile automation with WebDriver and IO. So these are the minimum system requirements: 8 GB of RAM, a processor that has 1 GHz speed or faster. And then we have our dependencies and tools, which include the Java development kit, the Android SDK, Node.js, npm, WebDriver IO, Appium Doctor, the Appium Inspector, Android Studio, Android emulator, and then of course an IDE. So installing the dependencies. So first we need to do when we want to do mobile automation with Appium and WebDriver IO, we need to have our Java development kit. You can see the link here. We can go over to the link and then download a Java development kit. Java 17 is the long-term support version, and it's always recommended to install the long-term support version. And then Node.js, you can go over to the link and then download the long-term support version. And then we have Android Studio and the Appium Inspector. You can go over to the link, and then an IDE. So we are using IDE VS Code as the IDE for this course. You can also use other IDEs such as IntelliJ IDE and all that. So once we have installed all these and verify that yes, they are installed on our systems, what we can do is we can create a new project, and then we can install WebDriver IO. This is the command to install WebDriver IO, and then can head on to install Appium, and then install the Appium Doctor. So locating and interacting with mobile elements. So mobile automation involves interacting with various elements within a mobile application, such as buttons, text field, and images. And what do we use to do all of this? We use the Appium Inspector. So that's what the Appium Inspector is for. So Appium Inspector is a powerful tool that simplifies the process of locating and interacting with these elements and making it an indispensable part of your mobile testing toolkit. So I will just open, so we can see here we have a screenshot of the APM inspector open, and on the left and on the right, you can see some elements that were being inspected. So let me open my APM inspector. Yeah, so to use APM inspector, we have to set the desired capability, such as the device name, which is our emulator that we have installed on our device, and then the automator name. For Android, we have the UI automator, which is the tool that we use to automate whatever we want to test. And then the platform name is this. We have Android. If it's iOS, we have iOS here. And yeah, for automation name, if it was an iOS app, we're going to automate. We have an XUI test here, and then the app package, yeah, and then the app main activity. So this is the activity that invokes or starts and initializes the app. So we'll have that here, and it's all.
Okay, I want to confirm something, Emmanuel. Are you showing us another screen or you are walking us through your slide?
Oh, I'm showing you guys another screen.
Ah, we are not seeing another screen though. You only see your slide. I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm only seeing your slide.
Okay.
Guys, are we seeing his other screen? Because I was not seeing it anyway. I just when I saw when you put name here, when you put name there, I was like, ah, are you sure?
I'm sharing it now. My slide is showing. Can you guys see it?
It's still your slide, yes. Now we can see your stream yard.
Okay.
But it's only your browser we can see. We cannot see your So you might want to show us quickly, just quick recap on how you launch this.
Okay. So this is the APM inspector, and how do we launch that? We have to install it. There are some
Okay.
links that are in the slide where we can install the APM inspector for. So we have to install it and then launch it. So that was how I got to this stage. So as I was
Okay.
saying, so we have to use the APM inspector to inspect elements on the mobile app that I want to test. We have to inspect, we have to set the desired capabilities. So this Pixel 6 here is our device that we are going to use to run the test. So I have the Pixel 6 here, so we have to set that here. This is my Android emulator. Then automation name. This is an automator for Android. So this UI automator too. If it was for iOS, it will have been XUI test. And then the platform name, of course, for testing Android, so it's Android that is there. If it was iOS, it will have been iOS, and then the app package name, and then the app activity. So this app activity is what initializes the app or calls the app. So that's for APM inspector. So to start the session, the first thing we must do is we have to start our APM server. So after we have installed APM, can you guys see my screen? I'm sharing my terminal now. So after we have installed APM and we have verified that all we
Sorry,
need
your
to install
screen
have been
is
installed, then we can
tiny.
start.
Your screen is tiny. It's too tiny. We can't see it. The texts are too tiny. You want to click on the command plus plus to increase the font. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah, so we have to start the APM server first. So we can do that by just typing APM and then hit the enter key and wait for that in our terminal. So on Mac is the terminal, but on Windows is the command prompt, or you can use the PowerShell. So you can see that our APM server has been started. So now we can go over to our APM section and then start the session. Let's give it a minute. Oh yes, we can see that we have an error message here. So that's because my emulator, I've not started my emulator. So let's go over and start our emulator. So we're over to Android Studio, which is where we're going to install our emulator to use. So when you come out to Android Studio, you click on more actions and then virtual device manager. You can see I have two emulators. I have the Pixel 6, which we are going to use, and then I have the Pixel 7 Pro. So to create your own emulator, if you're just using it for the first time, you just have to click on create device phone, and then you can select the device you want to and select Pixel 6 or Pixel 6 Pro. When you click that, then you click next, and then you install the Android API level you want, which is this one is Android 13, but for the one we're using now, it is Android 12, which is about 3031 for Android 12. And then when we select that, we click next, and then we finish that up. So I'll just go to cancel because I already have my emulator. So now to start our emulator, we just need to click this play button here, and then our emulator will be launched. So you can see on the screen, my emulator is being launched at the moment. So yeah, so we have the emulator up and running. So back to APM Inspector. So we can now start session. And yeah, so our app is up and running on APM Inspector. So we want to inspect elements with using APM Inspector. So what do we need to do? Excuse me. We can click on an element. So let's click this hamburger button here. And then when we click on that, then we can see on the right side here, we can see the selectors here. Then we have the experts. Most of us are familiar with web automation. We all know about experts. And then we have the element ID and other attributes here relating to this element. So we can use experts as our selector. We can use the app the ID is a selector ID as our selector. Let me yeah. So that's that. So let's say we want to tap on this selector that we have here. So what we need to do is click on it, and then this button here, I just like a target sign. You can use tap, and then when you tap on it, it opens up. So this is just a quick overview of how to use the APM inspector to interact with the app and select elements. Yeah, so moving on. So moving on is the next stage is running test on emulators, Android as what we are using. So once the emulator is up and running, we can execute our WebDriver IO test using APM. So the first thing we need to do to run our test is that we have to set the capabilities in our WebDriver IO configuration file. So you can see here I have set mine. It's just is the same thing like what we set in our APM inspector. So of course we have the APM name, we have the APM device name. APM device name is supposed to be a Pixel 6, not this. Let me quickly change that. So 6, then save. Then we have the APM platform version, which is Android version 12. Then the UI automation name, the UI automator we are using is UI automator 2, the app package, which is the app, and then the app main activity, which is to invoke or start the application. So after we have done that, the next step is so in settings. So this specifies the desired capabilities for an Android emulator, such as the platform name, like we have seen, device name, the app, and other relevant parameters. These capabilities tell APM which emulator to target and which app to run. So this is just a quick configuration of that. And then next is that we start the APM server. Like you see, like we did before, we already have our APM server on. Let me just we have our APM server running by clicking by typing APM in our terminal. So this is our APM server running in the background in our terminal. And then to run our WebDriver IO test, you have to go back to our ID, which is VS Code, and come over here. This is the short way to access our terminal. And then type in npx wdio and hit enter. So let me. So we have successfully automated the app by clicking the hamburger button, clicking logout, and then logging back into the app. So let me show you guys the code. So my code is written in this folder, test specs, and then yeah. So this is the code. So this code is written in the framework used for this is called the Mocha framework, that's why we have the describe and it block. So the describe is just what we want to do.
Can you help us increase your font? It's too tiny. Thank you. Yeah, we can see it now.
All right. Yeah. So as I was saying, this is written in Mocha framework. So we have the describe and it block. So in our describe block, it describes what we want to do, like the whole thing, the whole feature we want to test. Why the it block describe the particular thing we want to like. Yeah, I said should log in with credentials. So I like writing my elements and putting them this way because it just makes it easier and does some kind of and makes the code clean. But this is not the best way to go about this. Yeah, like my colleague said earlier, we have the page object model, which makes our code a lot more cleaner. So and yes, so to do automation with WebDriver IO, you need to know basic JavaScript. So one by one, what is const and all that. So it's just JavaScript. So yeah, is the menu button. You guys can remember the hamburger button I clicked when I was looking for the selector on API Inspector. So this is where I defined it. This is using the selector ID. That's why it's this way. Open menu, and then we have the logger button, which is this, and then the logger modal. We can see that here I use expert for the logout modal. So this is finding the element by text. That's why it's written this way. And then we have this OK modal, which is the kind of confirmation like, do you want to log on? Then you click OK. That's it. So yeah, so this is where I came to interact with those elements. You can see we have click, 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 and click. So moving on to the login page. This is the email field, username input field, and this is for the password input field, and then we have the login button, which are all defined here. So yeah, so it's always good practice to always use comments in your code. So yeah, where I'm interacting with the element, I said enter email address. So we have await email dot set value. Then we have this email, and then we have the password. And after it's done typing the email and password, then we tell you to click the login button. So all these commands are WebDriver IO commands. So with Cypress, if you want to type, we have CUI.type, but here we have the set value command. Yeah, so here is an assertion. If you guys recall, when I logged into the app, we saw a text that says checkout. So this is what confirms that. So this is an assertion to confirm that yes, you are successfully logged into the app and is actually doing and logging function is actually doing what it's supposed to do. So this is where I have an assertion here. So it's always with an expect statement or method here, and then we called it to be displayed method. There are other methods to use with WebDriver IO commands for assertion. So this is just one of them. So we have await expect the header text, which is this checkout text here, to be displayed. And then we have the await variable, which is a wait statement. That's like an implicit wait statement. So this is just a tip of the iceberg of WebDriver running mobile automation with WebDriver IO and Apium. So if you want to learn more of this, so join the community and then we'll dive in depth because most most of times a lot of us face have issues with with setting up setting up our development environment. So when you join the community, you will get more insights on how to do that. So best practices and tips on automation. So start early and automate early. So the earlier we start automating our tests, the sooner we start seeing the benefits of automating our tests. As this helps identify and fix defects early in the development process, which saves time and money in the long run. So choose the right tools and frameworks for your tests. There are many tools and frameworks available for mobile test automation. Like we have Apium, there are other ones there. I think there's Catalan and a host of other for mobile test automation. So the right choice for you depend on what you need and what you need to do and what you need to test. So always keep your test automation up to date as the mobile app changes. So well, most of the times we always update our app because most times they're always adding features or fixing bug on the app. So as that is happening, we always need to update our test automation state accordingly. And this ensures that defects are found early and they don't break our app when the app changes when it gets to production. And then use a combination of manual and automated testing to get the best result. It's not always advisable to rely on automation testing. Like my colleagues, during the Cypress call, my colleague said that why we that is not we can't automate capture. That's not possible yet. So you use a combination of mobile and automated to always get the best results. So any questions? I'm up to take any questions from you guys.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so guys. Where where are you people? Before I welcome any question, guys, did we enjoy this walkthrough? Like, you can literally see him start up what he was doing. You can literally see him launch the API right from WebDriver IO and did. What were you people since now? It was just stop falling my hand, though. Stop falling my hand, though. Stop falling my hand. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That was so detailed. Like, it is crash course. It's just simple thing. And Baba was just dishing out everything. I mean, thank you so much. Adoke says, thank you. Juma is clapping. I learned a lot. Now, you know that me, I don't like to do I learned a lot. Tell me specifically what you learned. Now, Emmanuel is done. What did you learn from Emmanuel's session? I am here. I can automate capture. Of course, capture is there so that you don't automate capture. It's intentional. So, what did you learn? 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 I need response. I need response. I'm intoxicated with responses. Okay. Yes, I need responses. All of you on YouTube, I see you. You know, yes, Chidu say you're a great teacher. I've never seen anybody tell me what they learned though. All this I learned a lot and learned a lot. What did you learn? Gung, 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 gung. Like gung, 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 gung. What did you learn? Yeah, maybe say web drivers support mobile and web automation, which I did not know. Amazing. Now you know that Appium and WebDriver IO actually support, you know, mobile automation. Thank you. Thank you for such a wonderful time. I've seen somebody asked a question earlier. If you did not clap and you're just asking for a question, I will not attend to you. I will not attend to you. You are not just here to be asking questions. You have to clap. You have to be engaged. You have to be involved. you know, when that Android part launched, you need to see my surprise. Yes, yes. I learned that and automation is a faster way of testing. Okay. I don't know about that. When that Android part launched, you can see my surprise. I wonder why she was surprised. Tibe, why were you surprised? Can I watch the live later? My network is bad. Sort out your network and join now. It's how Java inheritance knowledge clicked more. Oh, awesome, awesome. Uh-huh. You have missed though, but like, don't worry, there's still so much ahead of you. So I love what you guys are saying. Go and tweet. Go and tweet, 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 go and